Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bring you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another early access game. This time we're looking at Tactical Combat Department by one-person developer LucasH. Now in this game you play the role of the commander of a SWAT team. Your job is to stop crimes all over the world, ranging from simple robberies all the way up to massive drug operations. Now this game is unfinished. It's very early by even early access standards, but the game isn't yet on Steam, so keep that in mind. The core concept of the game is solid, and I think with a lot of hard work, a lot of elbow grease, this game could turn out to be a solid turn-based strategy title. Now this game is very short. It only has 9 missions at the moment, so we're going to play one a little later into the game to give you a better idea of what this game's all about. Let's have a look at Tactical Combat Department. Now, one of the most fun parts of any turn-based strategy game is the ability to personalize and kit out each of the members of your team. Now, you can have up to 5 members in your SWAT team, and each of them can be kitted out based on their strengths and their preferences in the field. We have our fearless leader Skill Incarnate with his trusty M4 assault rifle and a silenced handgun. He's using a heavy vest because he's the one that is often on the front lines to give him the most possible protection and some flashbangs. Next is my buddy Bite-Sized Goat, who is my backup, also toting an M4 and a handgun, heavy armor. Mr. Bobbles, he is light and fast. He's often doing these special things like blowing doors, breaching rooms, and providing support to the other team members who are on the front line. Sonny Jim, of course, who we've seen in a lot of my videos, is toting his trusty 12-gauge shotgun and a pistol. He's got light armor as well. He's more of a support class. And finally, Kel, who is he's another one of my friends. He's shown up in a few videos. He's our trusty team sniper with a 50 cal Barrett. Any suspect that gets hit with this is going to be turned into red paste. Now, my main criticism with this, and I understand it is early access, but the choice of weapons is rather narrow. You've only got 3 or 4 main weapons. You've only got one handgun that comes in a silenced and non-silenced variety, and about 3 or 4 types of armor that really the only difference between them is how heavy they are and how much protection they provide. There's no other devices apart from hand grenades. I would really like to see things like breaching charges, being able to use remote detonated explosives, all those sort of things in later missions that would give us a bit more of an advantage. But that being said, again, this is early access, so let's see how our team goes in the field as we try a mission. I'm going to go for the 3rd mission in the game because this is one of the harder missions and there's not a lot of combat. I actually found this to be one of the most difficult missions simply because there was nowhere for my team to find some cover, and attacks can come from a lot of directions. Let's try one of the harder missions in the game. Now, the first and second mission are pretty straightforward. It was a 3rd mission where the difficulty began to spike a bit for me, and that was due to us starting in not the best situation and the enemy having a fair advantage. We have a very long corridor here where they can attack us from. They've got several spots that they can hide behind, trees, rocks, and a building, and we have very little cover, only cover in one direction here. We're going to have to move very carefully if we're going to survive. So what I'm going to do first is Skill's going to move out, having the heaviest armor. Scope the area. Okay, so we don't have any enemies on our left flank. That's a good start. I think Cal would be best used in cover, seeing as he's our sniper. Sonny, with less action points but a 12-gauge shotgun, would be best used to hug the building, engaging suspects at close range. Bite-Sized Goat, another heavy armor user, have her on the front lines. And Mr. Bobbles is a mean throw with a flashbang, so we're going to use him to hopefully neutralise any hard-to-reach suspects. We can see already we've got one suspect straight ahead here, and I think we're going to take a hit. Doesn't matter what we do here. So he's opened fire. Thankfully, none of those have hit. But we do need to get our men to cover here. And we do need to advance to close the distance so we can use a flashbang or neutralise him with some more persuasive methods. Now, one of the things I don't like are standard turn-based strategy games usually give you an indication of cover. Now, I've played enough to know that this is probably minor cover and this is major cover given by the height of that, but if you're new to strategy games, you're probably not going to understand that. It would be really good to display some sort of on-screen clue as to what is major and minor cover. Again, it may not matter at all. I've found that hiding behind rocks and trees obviously give you a better chance of not getting hit, but it does feel to be a little bit random sometimes. So let's move up skill. Mr. Bobbles. Sonny Jim's going to take the flank, hopefully make sure that nobody's trying to attack us. Whoops. Bad Sonny Jim. And bite-sized goat as well. Okay, now, there's not much I can do. I'm going to take some fire here no matter what. I'm going to move Kel up. Because I think he's sniper... Oh, wow, we got... Okay, we've got a... It doesn't matter what I do here. I think I am going to have to neutralise them. But, oh, okay, so unfortunately that rock was actually blocking my shot. Damn it. So I don't think I'm going to get lucky here. I think he's going to open fire. Yep. Not good. We're in a bad spot here. We're going to have to employ some flashbangs. Sonny Jim copped around in the back. Thankfully, it was only a minor hit. Let's see who has... Bite-sized goat has a fair... No, can we... Again, there's no indicator here as to what... I mean, this is showing in red, so it's almost like I can't do it, but... I think that, again, is just a... Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. Again, it doesn't show you the arc of your throw, so it's really a coin toss as to whether it's going to work. But given I've got a clear shot here, I'm pretty sure it should work. Bam. That's how we do it, son. So one suspect is neutralized temporarily. That doesn't mean they're going to stay that way, so I do need to get one of my officers up and cuff those as soon as possible. And Cal as the closest, unfortunately, is going to have to do it. Skill's going to move up, hopefully. Yeah, okay, so we've got one other suspect with... these guys are unarmed. Now, they can't pull guns. Again, that's a thing that I would have liked to see. The ability for suspects to draw a gun. But if someone's unarmed, they're usually stuck like that. So, looking good. We've got some overwatch. Most of the officers are ready to go. Okay, we've got some fire. Again, that might be footsteps. It's very hard to tell. The sound effects in this game are a bit off. Again, I think I get the feeling a lot of them are placeholders. So I'm going to move Cal into position. He won't have the action points to cuff this suspect. Yep. No, he won't. That's okay. And we're going to move up our other officers to make sure that he doesn't get shot. Again, it's a risky proposition here. We don't have a lot of cover. Let's move skill up. Bite-sized goat is heavily armoured, so we're going to hopefully be okay with her. Well, let's end our turn. Hopefully they... Whoop, that's another bug as well. Oh, damn, he's open fire. for behind the tree. Again, the AI in this game is a little bit off. I don't know what they were expecting to achieve trying to fire through a tree, but we're going to have to advance on these guys very quick because he's going to get lucky eventually. So Kel's going to make an arrest.
This suspect is secured.
Bite-sized goat going to move up. He's just simply too far for me to be able to hit with any sort of accuracy. The only person who would stand a chance of doing that would be Kel, but he's used his points arresting the suspect. So let's move Mr. Bobbles up. Let's see if he has any luck. I think because he's behind a tree, he's not going to really have any. No. For the same reason that the suspect was unable to hit me, probably not going to be able to hit him. Let's see if we have any luck with skill. Maybe a round can get through the trees. Not enough action points. Now that's a bit of a pain because the suspects seem to have a larger action point pool than we do. They also seem to have a generous helping of luck. Okay, we want to try and get up behind those trees to get some flashbangs in there. Now that Cal's free, he might be able, if I get him into the right spot, to get a flashbang in there. So it'll either be Mr. Bobbles or Bite-Sized Goat that can do it. Bite-Sized Goat, unfortunately, is going to have to be the sacrificial lamb here. We got two suspects up there. Mr. Bobbles going to move up. Yep, he's the other suspect. So, unfortunately, they've all bunched up in that corner. And skill is, again, the pathing in this game is a bit off. I can't seem... I'm going to have to go back around. Very stupid. Sonny Jim and skill may have to swap places. You'll have to watch. You're out of the game for now, skill. And Cal's going to move up, hopefully overwatch with his rifle.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Now it seems like I tagged one of them. Again, it's very hard because when the camera moves, you can't tell who's firing. It's just another little thing. There's a lot of little niggly issues in this game at the moment. But the core experience for me is what I like. I like the concept of this. I think it's just a lot of little niggly bugs that they need to iron out. Okay, so Mr. Bobbles is close enough. He might be able to get a hand grenade in here. Let's see. No. Yeah, because of the rocks. That's a shame. So let's move Cal up. Bite-Sized Goat up. And Sonny Jim. Skill will watch the flank, because the AI is a little bit limited at the moment. They don't seem to use flanking attacks. They don't use massed attacks. Occasionally they do use some tactics, but it's rather limited at the moment. It feels unfinished. Okay, so this is where things are going to get a little interesting. We have to... I'm thinking going up this side would be better, but because of the game's crappy pathing, I don't know if it's oh no, I can. I seem to be able to go that way. Oh, good. Okay, so we have a surrendered suspect. He was tagged with the gunfire from the previous round. So we're going to move up quick, smart. See if we can neutralize him. I'm going to move. I don't want to go that way because I may end up getting fired from my flank. Sonny Jim will keep an eye out. Skill can retreat for now. Now we haven't even taken the buildings out yet. So and the other thing too we have to worry about is suspects won't stay in a surrendered state forever. I've got to be fast with this. They can decide to have another crack at us if we take too long to arrest them. So let's move Cal up. Okay, good. So he's in a state where he's close. Move up Mr. Bobbles. And Sonny Jim. Skill can move up, just keeping an eye on our backs. And we've got one other team member that I haven't got a count of. Oh no. No, we're good. Okay, excellent. So let's end our turn. Now that's a pain. When you hit the end turn button, because the end turn button can sometimes use the same button as changing your viewpoint, it will often mean you accidentally move one of your character's viewpoint. Skill actually turned around. I didn't mean for him to do that. It's just a niggly little thing. Oh, okay, so these guys are unarmed, so I don't need to worry about them. We'll move Cal up. Okay, done it again. This guy, hopefully he won't decide to fire. Usually, if you can get an officer next to a suspect, when they're in a surrendered state, they'll stay that way. Bite-sized goat, I think we'll keep her for the moment in the same position. We're looking good. We've got 3 potential arrests here. This is playing out a little bit better than my last attempt, which ended up with a officer that was heavily wounded, another 2 that had been hit by a shotgun. Thankfully, no fatalities. The old SWAT armor does a good job. Let's cuff him.
This suspect is secured.
And cuff... Oh, no, don't do that.
No!
Oh, okay. I used the mace on him because he wasn't in a surrendered state. That's okay.
This suspect is secured.
A little bit of police brutality there. Don't report me. Excellent. So now we just need to arrest this guy. And then we've got one more house to breach. This is going swimmingly. Now what I meant to do, again it's the game's janky controls, was to challenge this guy and get him to surrender. So we can do that. Oh. No, he's not going to. Okay, so we are going to have to pepper spray this guy or incapacitate him somehow. That's okay. Yeah, again, usually what you can do is challenge suspects, tell them to get on the ground, and if they don't, then use some persuasion. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We're going to move up skill. We've still got 2 buildings here in this area that we have to worry about, so we're going to have to breach 2 sheds. Now, enemies generally can't open doors, which is a stupid thing, because suspects will often run up against the doors and won't come outside. It also means breaching doors, you can have 10 guys waiting behind, which is not an ideal situation. Okay, I don't seem to be able to. This guy doesn't seem to want to surrender, so what I'm going to do is box him in. You're going to surrender one way or another, mate. You may not like the way you're going to surrender, but if you have to get a face full of pepper spray or a flashbang down the gullet, then that's what you're going to get. Protect and serve. I'm going to serve you a punch in the face. Okay, let's see if we can...
Put your hands up.
There we go.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Yeah, for some reason that's not working for these guys. There we go.
Put your hands Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
There we go, finally. So that's what's supposed to happen. When you click on an enemy, you can challenge them. It seems to be a little bit off. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Finally, okay, we have another arrest. So we're doing okay. We did shoot one suspect, but we haven't killed anyone. That's a win in my book. So the next thing we're going to do is move our guys up. We've got 2 buildings to breach. We're going to breach these buildings while making sure that we watch the north. Looking good, looking good. So there's a lot of little niggling things about this game. A lot of issues. I mean, the first thing is hit detection seems a bit all over the place. A lack of tooltips to help you. The bug where you can click on ending a term and it will cause whoever you have selected to look in the direction where you've clicked the mouse. Other problems include no arc for grenades. When you throw a grenade, it doesn't give you any sort of tip if you're going to hit a wall or the grenade's going to bounce. So you know, a lot of really annoying little things that I was hoping would I was hoping that that I wouldn't see. I mean, these are kind of the bread and butter for turn-based games. Something that I would expect to see in any turn-based game. But again, very early access, and this isn't even on the store yet. So I have to give the developer a little bit of slack there. Nice. So Skill's going to keep an eye on this door. As I said, most of the time enemies can't open doors, but I don't want this video to be the one time I'm proven wrong and end up with a SWAT officer getting a wrong end of a 12-gauge shotgun. Okay, we'll get bite-sized goat up. So stacked up on the door. Now, one of the cool things we can do is we can look under the door. And we can see here we have one suspect. So he is unarmed. Excellent. So this will be a nice easy one. So you can breach doors and you can kick them, or you can look under them with a wire tool, which is a nice addition. We can open the door a number of ways. We can try opening it. Let's see if we can open it peacefully. Nice. You can also kick the door. Let's move in here. Oh, we have... Okay, let's see if we can... What I'll do is move in so we can have 2 people challenge him.
Put your hands up. Put your hands
Excellent. So one challenged, and the other one can make the arrest if he has enough action points. Which I don't think we do. No, we don't. That's okay. We'll move Bite-Sized Goat towards the other door. And we'll move Calithed as well. Sonny's not going to need any help now. So we have one more suspect to arrest, and then we've got to breach the final building. So these missions can go for a while. Some of the missions go... I mean, in terms of straightforwardness, this has been a pretty easy run. You can run into suspects that, you know, 2 or 3 suspects with assault rifles hiding in this area. And this is where last time I had a bunch of them hiding with assault rifles. They stacked up in this area, and they were just raining hell on my SWAT guys. It was only due to a couple of lucky flashbang throws that I was able to get through alive. Again, that bug with... So yeah, I mean, there's no game-breaking bugs in terms of this game being unplayable. I think it's just a lot of little niggly things that are a little annoying. I might actually give the developer a little bit of a summary of everything I've found. Again, sometimes textures you can see there that they get a bit grainy. So I move the camera, you notice that wall texture. That's hurting my eyes. So let's move everybody into position. Kel's not going to breach. We'll I'll breach, supported by Mr. Bubbles. Sonny Jim he got the last arrest. We don't want him to steal all the glory. So we'll get Mr. Bobbles. He can have a peek under here. Oh, okay. So we got someone right behind that door. So it might be a good idea to wait the turn out. We'll bring up Sonny Jim, and we're going to flashbang. Yeah, this is a dangerous situation. He could wipe out 2 or 3 of us with an assault rifle as we attempt to breach the door. So Mr. Bobbles being on the wrong side and also being hurt, he's going to boot the door open. Because I could use plastic, but I want to try and go for 0 kills. And we'll have skill toss a hand grenade in. I'm hoping it's not going to affect us, but we'll see how we go. And we'll move him out of the way and someone else can breach with more action points. Oh, and that wasn't enough! It wasn't enough, that bloody... Damn it! Bite size go down. We've had our first loss. Oh, no one else has any action points. This is not good. Another flashbang. I can't close the door till I'm out of action points. Damn it, everyone's out of action points. Just gotta hope he doesn't open fire on another. Oh, well, I was lucky. So even with a flashbang through the door, we had another suspect take him out. Oh, what a... Damn it. So we've lost one of our officers. This is the first... I've gotten through 3/4 of the game without any officers dying. It was that same guy, you mongrel. So he took out one of our officers. I don't know if they're dead or not, but...
Suspect secured and ready for transport.
Oh, damn it. Goes to show, even with the flashbang through the door, it still wasn't enough. Still wasn't enough. I should have breached then and there, but anyway, we shall move on. We shall remember the oh, and he was the last. Oh, it's okay. He didn't die. Bite Size Guy didn't die. Well, we made it through. Unfortunately, we did lose a bit of score. We made enough to pass a mission, and we only got a member of the team injured and not killed, and we passed. So hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea of what this game is like. I've really been enjoying it so far. It's very rough around the edges, and the game isn't available on Steam yet. So see what you think when it does come out. Hopefully I can have another look at this when it's a bit more cooked. It feels unfinished at the moment. There are a lot of little bugs, but nothing that I think is game breaking. Nothing that really concerns me. I think it just needs a lot more work. I've enjoyed playing this, and I'm really keen to see what the developer can do with a finished product. We'll see how we go. Hopefully they release it on the store at a reasonable price. I think this would be a nice budget title, $5 or $10. I think it would do well. But let me know what you think, and hopefully you'll join me next time when we play another indie game. Till then, Skill Incarnate, out.